Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a tablet collection. So yeah, let's get started. So first off, here's all of my Android tablets. I have a couple of them. So yeah, first up I have this Samsung Galaxy Tab A. It's actually the exact same one as this box. So yeah, I'll just read the specs off here. It's got a 7-inch screen, like a really bad quad-core processor, 1.5 gigs of RAM, and 8 gigs of storage. And yeah, it's like a really small tablet. It's about the size of, let's say, here's a phone. So yeah, it's like almost just a little bit bigger than like an iPhone 10. So yeah, pretty small tablet, but yeah, it's pretty slow still for some reason, I'm not sure why. And it's running Android 7, and it's the Galaxy Tab A 7.0, or like 7-inch. So yeah, next up I have another Samsung tablet. This is like a super old version of this tablet. This is like the 2012 version. This is also Galaxy Tab A, I think. And yeah, it's got like this weird charging port, which I don't currently have, but I've ordered a cable off of eBay, and it's coming in a few days. So yeah, because it uses like this really weird like Samsung charging port. And yeah, it's got power button here, volume button, and this weird IR blaster thing. And yeah, it's just a pretty old tablet. I'm just curious to see if it works or not, and it's probably like learning Android 2.0 or something, I'm not too sure. Or maybe even like Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. And yeah, next up I have this really cheap, like $25 RCA tablet. It's like a pretty bad tablet, but yeah, I think I got this one either in an episode of Tech Hauls or got it from like a trade or something. But yeah, it's a pretty bad tablet, as you can see. It's like 6 inches, so it's, yeah, just like the comparison here. Here's an iPhone 10. Yeah, it's super small, and it's really cheap. As you can see, world cheapest plastic over there. But yeah, it's got a really cheap feeling power button, volume rockers, actually a headphone jack, and a micro USB port. It's probably got like, I think, a gig of RAM maybe, and 4 gigs of storage. But yeah, it's basically like a super low-end tablet from a couple of years ago, and it's made by RCA. So yeah, pretty bad tablet. Let's move on. Let's get to this one last, because it's like my favorite tablet, or like actually least favorite tablet out of these ones. So yeah, next up I have this tablet, just like, what is this one? It's a Novice Tablet, and it's called the Novice 9-inch Internet Tablet. So yeah, it's like really old. It's running like Android 4.2 or something. And yeah, as for I/O, it's got a mini HDMI port, which is actually really strange. I've never seen that before on like a tablet. It's got a headphone jack, SD card slot, micro SD card slot, and a microphone. So yeah, it's got a power button here, volume rockers, and this tablet is actually not really that bad. It's, I think, probably got like half a gig of RAM, maybe 4 gigs of storage or 2 gigs of storage. But yeah, the cool thing is that it's pink, which is pretty cool, and I got this tablet for $10 at Value Village. So yeah, and I've never like really used it because it's like so slow. But yeah, pretty good tablet for $10, I mean. But yeah, let's move on. Next up, I have this Insignia tablet, which is kind of dirty for some reason. This is like an Insignia 10.10-inch tablet. It's running Android 9.0 or Android 8.0. And yeah, this tablet is a pretty cheap tablet. It costs like, I think, $100 at Best Buy, I think. But yeah, I got this thing in a laptop lot that I bought. But yeah, it's a pretty cheap tablet, as you can see. It's got a USB-C port, which is kind of cool. And yeah, just like a cheap tablet. It's got an Intel Atom processor. No, wait, it's got some kind of cheap processor. It's not a Windows version. But yeah, it's the Android version. They also make a Windows version of this one. But yeah, this one's got like some kind of cheap processor, I'm guessing. Probably like 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of storage. It comes with a keyboard, which is actually not really that bad. It's about the same, I'd say, as like a cheaper Dell keyboard. The trackpad is pretty bad, but yeah. And I'll just put it back. It's also like a 2-in-1, so you can do this. And yeah, it's kind of like a laptop now. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Next up, this is probably my first tablet I've ever gotten, I think. And this is the XL Kids tablet, and it's such a bad tablet. I just hate this thing so much. But yeah, I still have it, and this is like my first tablet I ever got. And I think we got this for like $150 brand new at like Toys R Us back in like 2012 or something. But yeah, it's got a power button, volume buttons, this really weird case, which actually feels pretty good to touch actually. And yeah, it's got like a really cheap like 6-inch display, which is really bad. And like a cool thing about this tablet is that it runs like a super weird version of Android. It's like a weird XO skin, so they have like a bunch of like kid-friendly things. But yeah, it's pretty weird and cool actually. So yeah, I'll probably just make a video about this like tablet pretty soon, because it's just interesting to me for some reason. And yeah, and I'll just take off the case so you can see. And here it is. It says it's made by Vivitar, which is like a company that makes kids toys and stuff. And yeah, I also wrote a parent password on the back because I keep forgetting it. And the parent password is 1234556. I'll just put it back in the case and let's move on. Next up, here are my like Kindles and Nooks and stuff. So yeah, first up, here is this Kindle Paperwhite 3rd generation, I think. It's pretty old. It's super scratched up, as you can see. And yeah, this tablet does work perfectly, nothing's wrong with it really. And yeah, this is an old Kindle that I never really use. Yeah, so next up, here's this Kindle Touch. It's also really old. And this used to be my old Kindle, but I upgraded to this one a couple months ago. But yeah, it's pretty old. And this thing's like from 2012. Next up, here is my main Kindle that I use like every day for reading and stuff. It's charged, I can turn it on. I'll enter my password really quick. So yeah. Yeah, like you use Kindle Flick for reading and stuff. But yeah, this is a Kindle Paperwhite, I think 6th or 7th gen, I forgot. But yeah, we got this one on Amazon for like $130 a couple of months ago. And yeah, it's like my newest Kindle. I also got this like case with it, but it's kind of trash, so I never really use it. And also like I don't really like cases on my Kindles because it's just annoying like to read with cases and stuff. So yeah, just a Kindle Paperwhite 6th or 7th gen or something. Next up, here is this Nook Tablet. It's like a super old Nook. It's kind of cool because it has an SD card slot underneath the Nook thing. But yeah, I remember I got this tablet for like $5 at a Value Village for some reason, and yeah, everything works on it. But it's like a really old tablet, and yeah, just in like an older Nook, and it's got like a touchscreen and everything, and I think it's running Android like 2.1 or something. But yeah, it's pretty old, and yeah, I never really used this one. Next up, here is the Kindle Fire 7th generation. This is like the newest Kindle Fire, I think, or like the newest like cheap Kindle Fire. And like this is a Fire 7, and I got this one for like $30 on Black Friday last year. And I've used it like a little bit because it's kind of scratched up on the front and the back. But yeah, it's a pretty bad tablet because, yeah, it's just like a really cheap tablet. It's got like a really low-end quad-core processor, I'm guessing. Probably like a gig of RAM and 16 gigs of storage. And it's also the ad-free version, so that's kind of cool, I think. So yeah, just a Kindle Fire 7, 7th generation. So yeah, next up here is my last tablet, or like my last e-reader tablet. This is a Nook Color, I think. And yeah, it's actually a pretty nice tablet, like it feels really good to hold. And this tablet does work perfectly, I think. But I haven't really tested it, because it has like this super like obscure and weird Nook connector port, and I don't really have a charger for this one. So I've ordered a charger from eBay, it's coming in a couple of days. And yeah, it's like a Nook Color tablet. It's pretty old, but like it's still a pretty cool tablet, and I want to get this thing working. So yeah, next let's move on to like some iPads and stuff. Next up, here's my old iPads. I have 4 of them. Starting off, here's an iPad mini 2nd generation. It's running iOS 12, I think, and the only issue is that the screen is totally missing. I have ordered a new display. It's coming in a couple of weeks, I think. And yeah, pretty old iPad, but yeah, it does work perfectly, like there's no locks or anything. And yeah, iPad mini 2nd generation without a display. Next up, here is an iPad 4. It works perfectly also. It should be charged, or not. But yeah, iPad 4, 16GB, exactly the same one that came inside this box. So yeah, pretty cool. This is like my old iPad before I got this one. And yeah, pretty nice. Next up, here is my iPad, what is this one? iPad 1st gen. It's 16GB also. And this thing works perfectly. It might be charged, I'm not sure if it is. But yeah, it's not charged. But yeah, iPad mini 1st generation, it works perfectly. And yeah, it's on iOS 5, and it's actually a really nice iPad for some reason. Probably one of my favorites ever made, because it just like feels like super nice in your hand, like to hold. But yeah, next up here is my iPad 5th generation. It's, I think, iOS 13.4, and it's also 32GB. It's also like cellular, so it can connect to like data and stuff. But yeah, iPad 5th gen, it's got a cracked screen, which kind of sucks. I'll take out the case really quick. And the back is in pretty good condition. And I actually got this iPad for like $20 from Value Village. I made a video about it, so just like scroll down on my channel, you'll see it. And yeah, $20 iPad, probably the best deal I've ever got on like anything. But yeah, next up, I'll do like my best iPad, so yeah. Next up, here's my iPad Pro 12.9 inch, 2nd generation. Here are the specs. It's got 250 gigabytes of storage, it's running iOS 13.4.1, and it's in like basically perfect condition. And I've also got some other accessories for it. I have the Apple Pencil, and I also have like the Magic Keyboard, obviously, or the Smart Keyboard. I have the, what's it called, the Apple leather sleeve, the Apple like Smart Folio cover or whatever, and like the upgraded USB-C charger. So I basically have every single accessory for this iPad, and yeah, it's such a nice iPad. It's really good. It's also like super thin, and yeah, actually like really big. Fun fact, it's actually the biggest iPad ever made. Just like some comparison, here is my iPad Mini, and here's a Pro, and yeah, as you can see, yeah, smallest iPad ever made and biggest iPad ever made. Pretty cool. But yeah, it's an iPad Pro. It's super nice. It's in amazing condition, obviously, and I really like this iPad. And in the future, I'll probably just buy like a case for it and a screen protector so it doesn't like damage it. But yeah, it's an iPad Pro 12.9 inch, amazing iPad, and this is my best tablet I think I ever had. I think, yeah, this is like my best tablet I've ever had, and probably one of the best on the market still, besides like the newest iPad Pro. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe down below, and peace out guys, and I'll see you in the next video.